You guys thought I was done, huh? You guys thought, there we go. Napoli season's over. Dom's just gonna abandon me, just like your friends do. But no, no, guys. I'm here. Season's over. We still out here, guys. And today is a special day because, well, a special video, not necessarily a special day, because we are having a party. Guys, it's gonna be lit, all right? There's music, there's awards, there's pizza behind me, all right? So, I hope you guys are hyped for this because I've been waiting for this video for a long time. Right. So, if you are joining us right now, we'll give the others a bit of time to show up. We've got plenty of time, even though my pizza behind me is getting cold because what kind of awards ceremony would it be without some food? Vincenzo Bertillo in the house asking where the mom's at. They're coming in every single way. We will have an after party as well if we need to, you know. Ben Payne, send me some pizza, please. Ben, you can come grab some pizza. You live like 5 minutes away. Giovanni Corte saying Forza Napoli sempre. Sal is in the house. Dom won't jump ship. Make Toronto FC talk next season, right? Oh, I'm jumping all right. More on that later in the next few days. But there is some updates. There is some life updates. So, guys, let's see who else is in here. Lobotka 10, please, says Sufus Kuba with the player ratings. We'll get to the player ratings, guys. We'll get there. We will have to first do some awards and then player ratings, all right? So let's make sure that we get a few more people in the chat. There's absolutely no rush. I could MC all night, literally. I've been talking to you guys for like 2 years now, so there's no problem there. There's no problem there. Feel like I'm at home with you guys. And I think we've been treated this year with a lot of surprising performances, good performances, great goals. So there's going to be awards. And this could maybe be an annual thing, you know, a Napoli talk awards ceremony. Eventually it's going to get big enough that Napoli is going to have to take note, and we're going to have to give out some real prizes. And maybe I can give them out to the players directly. Who knows? Roma score predictions, says Ben Payne. Yeah, I think Roma's gonna win. But you know, that's a Mickey Mouse Cup. It's a big upgrade from their preseason bonsai trees that they win. But yeah, I mean, it is a Conference League. I mean, it is a trophy. It's the Conference League, but it is a trophy. I would, you know, seeing how the season went, I wouldn't mind any type of trophy. You know, it's always nice to get something, but it is what it is. Next season might be the year, says EJ Wise. Lorenzo Libutti in the house saying, had to go through 2 ads to see this guy eat pizza. Oh man, I need to switch those ads. Well, actually no, because that's literally one of the 2 ways this channel makes any sort of money. And speaking of money, I think that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with money. But it's a good money talk. So, bottom right of your screen, it says 1 like or sub equals 1 cent donated to the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara. Because we are at awards night, even though it's literally still bright outside. I had this whole plan where it's going to be pitch black outside, and then I just have this light on me, and it was going to look like the Oscars. But it doesn't look like the Oscars. Also, there will be no slapping today, all right? There is literally no one that can walk in here and slap me while I'm on stage. So no slapping. But you know, the after party. Maybe there's gonna be some slap in there. I don't know. Vincenzo brought it up, not me. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Super off topic. What was I saying about? Yes, the money. The money. Right. We have raised this season for the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara over £200. So can I get a clap? There we go. £200, guys. That's a lot of dollars. That's more dollars than pounds. So that's something that we got to be proud of as a community. And obviously, guys, thank you everyone who this year has donated, has smashed the like button, has done all that sort of stuff because it helps the channel. And then part of that goes to helping kids in Naples. And really, it's all about the community here. Ettore, which is my dad, is saying, don't keep the mic constantly towards you. It's a directional mic, right? So my dad's the engineer. Well, I'm an engineer too, but he's more of an engineer. Well, not more of an engineer, but you get what I mean. He's a big, older version of me. So more experience. So he's gonna tell me to put the mic in a certain way, which is okay. Anyways, Ben Payne is on his way to slap me, which is interesting. Anyways, guys, we have a few people in the chat, so that means that potentially we could proceed. There's this whiff of margarita pizza that just goes towards me, which is, it's so tempting. It's so tempting not to just like turn around and start eating. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to have pizza while I live stream. How am I going to do that? I literally have to hold the mic, eat pizza, talk to you guys, do the sound effects. I don't know. And I suck at multitasking. So anyways, I don't think we're going to eat any pizza. But I mean, I could show it to you, which is, there we go. You see that? That's beautiful. Please stay warm. Okay. Anyways, we're getting distracted here. We're getting distracted here. Anyway, Fabrizio Landria. Ciao, Fabrizio. Hi, Dom. Next year, see you in Champions. Which teams are we going to face in Champions League group, in your opinion? So we are in the third pot, and I think, as usual, Napoli's going to get a super tough group, which means we're probably going to get Real Madrid in Spain. Then I think in pot 2, we're going to get, let's see, who can we get in pot 2? Probably Liverpool, because they finished. So if Real Madrid wins, this is what's going to happen. Real Madrid's going to win the Champions League. They're going to be in pot 1, because they also won in Spain. Liverpool's going to be in pot 2, because they haven't won, they won't win the Champions League, and they came second in England, but they're literally the two best teams in Europe, which means that Napoli in pot 3 is going to get those. That's just based off Napoli's luck. So literally, Liverpool will not win the Champions League only because of the fact that they must next year go in Napoli's group. That's the law. Literally, we always get Liverpool. We always get the toughest group. So that's just what's going to happen. Anthony Navarro is saying, Ettore, your son is an amazing young man. Wow. Guys, easy there with the compliments. You're going to make me all red. So I think we've got enough people and enough chat to start the ceremony. So guys, without further ado, because we've been waffling a lot and I'm literally getting so hungry right now. We've been waffling a lot. Let's get started with the awards ceremony. Let's go. Right. That's enough of that. Now, Ben Payne says, mate, Liverpool are going to win. We're not friends anymore. Yeah, Ben is a huge Liverpool fan. To be fair, I like Liverpool as well. I consider myself somewhat of a Liverpool fan as well. And I was just saying that because of Napoli's luck, that's just what's going to happen, right? We're going to get the two best teams in Europe next season in the groups. The only way for that to happen is if Real Madrid wins the Champions League. So sorry about that. Fabrizio is saying the worst group with Real and Liverpool. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And then I don't know who's in the fourth pot, but probably going to get some amazing Eastern European team, like Red Star Belgrade, you know. Not amazing team, but really tough place to go and play. Anyways. Oh, Daniel is saying, Dom, you can breathe. No need to continue flexing. Oh, I'm relaxed. I didn't even gym today. I'm not even with a pump at the moment. This is all natural. All natural. Anyways, guys, we are coming to the point of the show where we're giving out awards. And after the awards, we're going to do the player ratings. Now, quick note on this piece of art that I did kind of yesterday. So this is, I think some of you can recognize this. This is not a depiction of Vesuvius erupting. Well, I mean, it is, but it's the Vesuvius with un corno, which is a good luck symbol in Naples. And so, yeah, it's about flipping the script, you know. Usually, you know, a volcano erupting would be a pretty bad thing, but not if you then make a piece of art where you're showing the good thing. And there's a famous Neapolitan artist that came up with this concept, and I thought I'd replicate this piece of art for the awards ceremony. So there's going to be a few awards that are going to be given. Okay, hopefully you guys agree. Maybe you won't. Don't really care because it's my show. Well, I do care, but I mean, you can't do anything about it, right? This isn't a democracy. I didn't ask you to vote. I didn't put a poll. I didn't put any feelers. I said, you know what? I'm going to give this guy that award and that guy that award. Because again, it's my channel. It's not a democracy. But I hope you guys agree with me and like me enough that you accept that. If not, maybe next year, guys. Right, so the first award is going to be the most obvious. It's an award given to the best goalkeeper. And having only had 3 goalkeepers that made an appearance, of which one of them made an appearance for 10 minutes, it was down to Ospina and Meret. Now, I think that everybody would agree that Ospina has had an amazing year. So let's give it up for Ospina. Woo! He wins the award for the best goalkeeper. The competition really wasn't that tough there. It really wasn't. Like, you couldn't... Marfella beat Meret, and Marfella played for 10 minutes, literally. So this is a great achievement, but, you know, first Golden Glove winner, David Ospina. But really the competition just wasn't there for him. He wiped the floor with this. He wiped the floor completely, right? So, David Ospina, winner of the Golden Glove. Vincenzo Bertillo saying Ospina, best goalkeeper of the De Laurentiis era. I don't know. Pepe Reina was good. So, tough one. I liked Pepe Reina as a leader as well. He was really good with his feet. When he left to go to Bayern Munich for a year, we struggled that year. He came back. The defense sort of started playing well again when Pepe Reina came back. It's really tough. I think they're on a very similar level. I think maybe one is slightly better than the other, but if so, it would be marginal. And honestly, I wouldn't know how to call it. Anyways, guys, this was the least dramatic award. You obviously can't go wrong with this one. And who knows next year if Ospina is still going to be around. But the next award, which I actually don't know. I actually don't know how what I have next. I prepared these last night and I forget what's coming next. So without any sort of introduction, we will go to the next award. I am the worst host. Actually, let me do something different. Let me get on my computer the file with all the awards. At least I named them. Right, okay. Ooh, I like this one. I like the second one. I like Me Likey, the second award. Because this man is someone who deserves an award. Not many people would have predicted at the start of the season that this man would be getting an award. And yet, here we are, giving the next person an award, and I think it's the fitting award. That's how I would describe it. It's so fitting that we give this man this award. And the award for Mr. Hustle goes to Mario Rui. Woo! Right, guys. I hope you're clapping and celebrating as I do these. You gotta show your love. Gotta show your love to these guys. So I hope you are, fully following, clapping as if this was the Oscars, okay? So, Mario Rui, Mr. Hustle. That is because he is the player with the most minutes for Napoli this season. The most minutes. And this season, guys, he worked his socks off, Mario Rui. He was all over that left flank. And not only. We saw in recent games how he was covering for Zaniolo on the right. That's how much he was hustling. So, most minutes, probably most kilometers covered. I didn't check that stat. But definitely deserves an award. I wouldn't say he's the most improved. I wouldn't say he's the most valuable player. But I would say he's the guy that's putting in the most effort. And I'm glad to give him this award. So just give it up for Mario Rui one more time. Woo! Woo! Mario. Right. Booty clapping for Rui, says Lusty OG. This show's gonna get wild. This show's gonna get wild. You guys in the chat are gonna go wild. We're gonna make me go wild. The professor of calcio, says Vincenzo Bertillo. In fact, his nickname is Il Maestro. So, let's see. You guys are happy with this. King Rui, says Paul Derican. Matt Marco says, what a turnaround for this guy. 100%. Francesco Perrone saying Mario top. Oliveira gonna start, says Daniel Bowen. This is gonna be super interesting. We've got a new kid on the block. Got a new kid, Oliveira from Getafe. But it's gonna be hard to displace El Profesor. So we gotta see. We gotta see if the new kid is gonna make an impact. Definitely, I think he's gonna be good enough to give this guy a bit of a break. I don't want to see Mario Rui win Mr. Hustle next year. If he still wins Mr. Hustle next year, we did something wrong. All right? I don't want to see that. Right. Now, another player, which I don't think any of you guys thought was going to win an award today. But he deserves it. He deserves it. He's a young guy. He's professional. He wants to learn. He can play anywhere. So this award is for the most versatile player. Now, I was about to say the most flexible player. I literally wrote that the first time. Because, he's flexible to play anywhere. But then I thought, the chat's gonna go wild with that. I can't write most flexible. You guys, I know you guys can't write. I have to be very careful with the words I use. This chat's already pretty wild, so we gotta be careful. So I'm calling him Mr. Versatile, and the winner for most versatile player goes to Elif Elmas. Woo! Bravo, Elmas. Bravo. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Guys, easy with the applause. Easy, 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 easy. Easy. Don't hurt yourselves. Don't hurt yourselves. Right. This guy. What a season for Elmas in some parts of the season. If that makes sense. There was a time, a few months ago, between October and January, where this guy was playing every single game in every single position. You could put him in goal, and he'd probably still put in a shift. So he deserves an award. He deserves an award because he never complained that he wasn't playing in his position. To be fair, I don't even know his position. Who knows Elmas's position? People keep asking me, Dom, what's his position? Mate, not even his own mother knows his position. How am I supposed to know? He plays literally anywhere. So he needs an award because every time he's played anywhere, he's put in a shift. And I think that with Lorenzo Insigne leaving next year and with Kvara, who's an amazing player but still needs time to settle in, I think Elmas might be able to start the season as a starter. And if he does extremely well as a starter at the start of the season, then I think that maybe he can finally, maybe make that left wing his. Or maybe he's going to play as a number 10. Or maybe on the right. We don't know because he's the most versatile player. What I do want to see is him play more minutes than this year. Because even though he's been very versatile, towards the end of the season, when Insigne managed to sort of recover his form, Elmas was put to the bench. A little too much, in my opinion. A little too much. I think he's great. I think he can score. He maybe needs to work on his assisting. That's something that Insigne has, that maybe Elmas not so much. But he does great incursions and is really, really talented. Let's see. Sufus Koba says it's Elif, not Elmas, but I don't know. Anyways, Elmas, his name can be spelled in two different ways, with a J or without a J. It really depends which one you want to use. On his Instagram, he's got it without the J. In other documents, which are like official, he's got it with the J. This guy, he's so versatile. He's got like 3 different names, right? He can play. He can have a name with a J and without a J. That's how versatile this guy is. Literally born like that. So let's see some of the comments. Lusty OG says Elmas was good this season. Always comes on and produces quality. I hope to know his favorite position, says Nicholas Wilger. And Bryden says, what would his favorite position be? Well, he never complains, so we don't know. I think he's best as a 10 and decent on the left wing. Don't like him on the right. I think I agree with Vincenzo. I also like him on the left, but in my head, I've got that goal that he scored against Leicester City at home in the Europa League, where he goes through the field centrally. So maybe Vincenzo's right. Maybe as a number 10, he can play a bit better starting from deep, like a deep number 10, instead of maybe someone like Mertens who likes to play very close to the striker. Right. The next award is over the course of the season, guys, Napoli scored nearly 100 goals. But there was one goal in particular that made me believe. And There was one goal this same goal, not only did it make me believe that maybe this could be the year. Maybe there's someone up there who's got our back. Not only did it make me believe that, but it was also a beautiful goal. Technically, one of the most difficult. Now, we scored many goals. We scored some good ones. We've scored some bad ones. We've scored some very good ones. Some very bad ones. But there was one that just stood above the rest. For sure, in my opinion. And so the award for best goal of the season goes to Fabian Ruiz. Let's go, Fabian. Just to be clear, guys, Fabian scored many goals. So I'm talking about the one against Lazio. 94th minute goal against Lazio, away from home, put us top of the table with 8 games to go. Good times. I was crying after that game, and then I had to go live, and I don't know how I managed to compose myself within 5 minutes. And go live after that, but I really thought that was it. So. It's a bittersweet goal, because it could have been the goal, the most important goal of the season. Imagine if Napoli had won the league by a point. It could have been with that 94th minute goal, a goal that just was incredible to watch, because it went through the legs of 3 different players. The parabola it took was breathtaking, and the technique and lucidity that is needed to do such a goal in such a late stage of the game was off the charts. And I hope Fabian stays. He's such a good player. He's, I think, technically, if not the best, top 2 or 3 that we have. The way he strikes the ball, the way he's just so calm, cool, collected. And obviously he's one of the few that is able to score from outside the box, actually quite consistently, maybe one every 5-6 games, which is really, really good for any player, not just midfielders or whatever, just a really good goal scoring record from outside the box. Don Di Napoli is saying Koulibaly against Juve. That was also a good one. Revenge. But because obviously Koulibaly a few years ago scored an own goal. And Koulibaly loves to score against Juventus, and that was nice. But it was in January. It was a header in a corner. Yes, it's Juventus. But Fabian Ruiz against Lazio was something else. So let's give it up for Fabian Ruiz one more time. Woo! Let's go. It's my guy. That's my guy, Fabian Ruiz. Right. Dino Bowen is saying that goal should have carried us to the Scudetto. Should have. Spalletti was in tears, and so was I, says Vincenzo Bertillo. Unas is a good shout, EJ-wise, in the Europa League. It's just... So that was beautiful. That was a beautiful goal. Technically amazing, the one that he did. But the Fabian Ruiz goal, guys. Ay. That Fabian Ruiz goal. Ay. Anyways, let's see some more comments. Bryden is saying, really thought that goal was going to change things for the better, but it didn't. Matthew says, there's only one person I wish would leave. Who would that be? Who do you want? Who do you want that needs to leave? It's interesting. That's interesting. But we're not talking about leavers. We're not talking about leavers today. We're talking about awards. And we're halfway there. We're on award number 5. Award number 4. So we're almost halfway there. I think there's 10. There's 10 awards. We've done 4. Right. The next one is a no-brainer that we had to give this award to this guy. or we had to give an award to this guy because he's someone that carried us. You know, just like when Gotham needs Batman and Batman comes, at times Napoli needs a hero. And time and time and time and time and time again, we had ourselves a hero who kind of looked like Batman as well for a few parts of the season after his horrific injury to his face. And he saved us so many times. And so without further ado, the award for top goal scorer goes to I'm kidding. Osimhen, let's go. Woo! I'm getting so hungry, guys. This pizza is just staring at me. Anyways, guys. Standing ovation for Osimhen. I want you guys to stand up at home. I want you guys to stand up. This guy really, really deserves so much credit. So much credit because he had grinta. He had cazzimma. He was chasing after every ball, heading every single ball, even after his injury to his head, to his face. Just an incredibly committed, passionate guy. A good goal scorer as well. Closes the season with 14 goals. I think he could have done a lot more if he wasn't injured for so long. And obviously, even when you do play after an injury, it takes some time for you to, really get back into it. So we definitely lost a good three months of Osimhen. So I think he could have easily had over 20 goals this season. Right. So let's see some of the comments here. Player who runs like he's stuck in the mud for Petagna. The prince will become a king next season, says Vincenzo Bertillo. I think Victor Osimhen has the possibility to break some serious records because the types of goals that he can score are unlike the types of goals that other strikers can score. He's got this incredible pace that puts him in behind defenders. And then he's got an incredible aerial agility. Now, there's not many strikers that have both. Think of Petagna, good in the air, not fast. Think of another big striker, Dzeko, good in the air, not fast. There's so few strikers that are fast and tall. Osimhen's got both. He's tall, fast, can jump, and he's actually got a good shot. What he needs to do is he needs to get better service. If he can get better service, then I think he can score a few more goals. And with penalties, who knows? So, guys, that's our star boy, Victor Osimhen. Napoli's most prized possession at the moment. A guy that every team in Europe wants. But he's with us. And I think he's going to stay with us because his goal is to win the Scudetto. I think we are going to be able to challenge again next season. The squad already looks strong with Oliveira and Cannavaro coming in. There's talks of other players in the number 10 and right wing position. So, who knows? Anyways. The next award, guys. We're halfway. We're halfway there. The next award, actually, I think we might be a little more than halfway. So the next award is an award that goes to two people. It's not a tie. Don't say, Dom couldn't decide. Dom's a little indecisive guy. I'm decisive, okay? I know what I want. But this award goes to two people. Why does it go to 2 people, Dom? You're not making any sort of sense right now. This award goes to 2 people because it's the award for the best couple. The best Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The best Mr. and Mrs. I don't know, is there any other famous Mr. and Mrs. apart from Mr. and Mrs. Smith? I don't know. You tell me. Does anybody here know any good Mr. and Mrs. apart from Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Anyways, best couple. So that's why it's going to 2 people. Okay, it's not because I couldn't make up my mind. I know you guys in the chat are gonna be like, oh, Dom doesn't know how to make up his mind. It's not that. It's the best couple. All right. Anyways, best couple award goes to you and me and your mom. And no, not me and your mom. But I like how EJ Wise immediately thought of that. Best couple goes to Rahmani and Koulibaly. Woo! Woo! Give it up. These guys. I want a double long applause for these guys because it's 2 of them. If you already did standing ovations before, and I want you guys to like get on the tables and stand on the tables. That's how much respect we gotta put in for Rahmani and Koulibaly. Yeah? Alright. Rahmani and Koulibaly. I couldn't have picked a better photo as well. See some of the other... Mertens and Tommaso would have been a good one, says Vincenzo Vertila. Mertens and Tommaso is a good one. For those of you who don't know, I don't know how you wouldn't know this, but Tommaso is the magazziniere at Napoli. He's the guy that is sort of in charge of making the coffee, making sure the equipment's there, making sure everything's running smoothly, and making sure he brings the good vibes. And he definitely does that with his coffee. So guys, Rahmani and Koulibaly. Napoli finished the season with the best defense in the league. 31 goals conceded. Usually the best defense in the league wins the Scudetto. That's usually how it works in Italy. And, these guys, whenever they play together, have been monstrous for us. Absolutely monstrous. They honestly didn't let a fly in, People wanted to be in the box and be like, nope, not coming in. So, that's Rahmani and Koulibaly, guys. We have an amazing defensive partnership at the back. I don't think anybody would have predicted Rahmani to step up the way he did. And for me, this was a way to give them both an award. And I think it's fully deserved. Fully deserved. Maria Federica Di Peso is asking, che c'era in quella pizza? La voglio anch'io. Well, actually, it's still here, guys. I wanted to have like a pizza party while I do this, but I can't do everything. So, it's all cold now. Let me try. At least let me try it. Let me see. It's all right. So I've got una margherita. I would say on the scale of 0 to Pizzeria Porzio in Soccavo, Naples, I would say that this is a 7. I'll be kind. I just need another bite before I go on because it's actually not that bad. All right. There's no party without food. I'm super hungry, guys. Super hungry. So anyways, so now we've done that on Napoli Talk. We've had food. The next award goes to, let's see. I need to see what is the next award. Okay, now it's the last 3 awards. This is the third most important award any person in SSC Napoli can win. Third most. And this is an award that I'm so happy to give. This is the one I'm most happy. Which pizzeria did you get it from? Says Don Di Napoli. I got it from an Italian pizzeria here. It's called Mamma Concetta. It's okay. It's okay. I'm very picky with my pizzas. I like the ones here in London that I like are 50 calò, which is also in Naples, but nothing compares to what we have in Naples. Anyways, I'm getting distracted with pizza. So I was saying the next award is something that I'm so happy to give, because I was wrong about this guy. I was a few months ago. I would have, if he left the club, I wouldn't have lost any sleep. And I thought, why did we get him? He's not fit enough to play football. He's not good enough to play football. And he just looks like a bad version of Gigi D'Alessio, which is, it's already bad enough if you have Gigi D'Alessio, but we had a bad version of Gigi D'Alessio on the field. Instead, this year, something happened. He came back from the summer, and he was at least 10 kilos lighter. And all of a sudden, we had ourselves a new player. Out of nowhere. And the way that he dictated the play, his movement, his intelligence, his accuracy, his just his face needed an award. And I'm so happy to give this award to this man, because he deserves it after a tough 2 years. He's probably been on the podium for our best players this season. And the award for most improved player of the season goes to Stanislav Lobotka. Woo! Let's go. Lobotka, guys. Stanislav Lobotka. Bobotka. I don't know if any of you guys predicted this. Crazily enough, Uncle Sharma predicted this at the start of the season. He said, watch Spalletti turn this player around. So if Uncle Sharma is watching, which I'm sure he will in the future, then this is also for everybody that supports him. That supported Lobotka in the tough times. I wasn't one of them. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't see it. But he turned it around. And this is there's times when you're wrong, but there's times when you're wrong and you're happy about it. This is one of them. He's just an incredible player. So anyways, now we're getting to the real important stuff. So let me turn the lights down. We need a bit of mood here. There we go. We need a bit of mood. I hope. Oh wow, that's really bright. I look like a ghost. So how about we take away some of that mood again? Yeah, let's go back and put on the lights. I even cleared this whole area so I could put pizza and play with the lights. I'm trying to do all these things at once. So far, I have DJ'd. I have eaten a pizza. I have played with the lighting. I'm reading the chat. I'm talking to you guys. This is the most any man in the history of mankind has multitasked, and you are seeing it live on Napoli Talk. This is the greatest one-man show, apart from the guy that is going to win the next award. Well, it's not really a one-man show because he's part of the team. But the transition here is that he's the most incredible player that we have. He's the most important player. He's the most valuable player. And so you guessed it, the next player is the most valuable player. Now, before I get to that, let's see some of the comments before I go too fast. So let me read out. Matt Marcus said, yo, real talk, I'm so happy he turned himself around. Maximus1318 saying, when he was out, he was sorely missed. I mean, we did have him out at the start of the season, and we played with Fabian and Fabian and Anguissa, and that wasn't too bad. But there was the second time when he got injured, and I think both Fabian and Anguissa were not at their top form. We really, 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 really missed him. So, yeah, definitely, he's been influential for us. Anyways, we have to go to the next two awards. This is the second most important award. You might be thinking, Dom, how is it the second most important award when you said this is about the most valuable player? We'll get there. How long have you guys known me? A lot of time. When have I ever let you down? Never. So why would I all of a sudden let you down now? I wouldn't. So when I say this is the second most important, you got to believe me, okay? So I didn't make a mistake. You just got to trust me. So anyways, the second most important award, which is the most valuable player, makes no sense, but it is the way it is. The most valuable player for Napoli this season can only go to the one and only Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Woo! Giovanni Di Lorenzo. I want you guys to stand up higher than you ever have before for this guy. All right. You guys can stop clapping. No, seriously, stop clapping. Actually, don't. Keep clapping for Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Let's go. All right, now we gotta really stop clapping because I gotta do some talking. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, he is the Napoli Talk Most Valuable Player Award. Now, I have to explain myself because you guys will be asking, but Dom, Koulibaly, but Dom, Osimhen, but Dom, this guy, Dom, that guy, Dom, blah, blah, blah. I hear you. Breathe. Some of you are fuming right now. Some of you can't handle the fact that I didn't pick your favorite player. But I'm going to say this. Di Lorenzo played almost every single game. There was a time when he missed 4 or 5 different games. And in that time, a few things happened around the world. Number 1, Italy lost to North Macedonia. And Napoli went through their worst slump of form ever. Like, you guys know the stock market right now, how it's going down bad? Yeah, take that to like the next level. That's how Napoli went down if you were to plot them on a chart. That's how bad without Di Lorenzo. So when we talk about the most valuable player, we are not talking about the best player. We are not talking about the player that costs the most. We are not talking about the player with the most potential. We are not talking about the player that is the most flashy, that has the better stats, that has the better whatever you want. We are talking about the player that, what happens when you take him away from this team? And this year, we've had months without Osimhen. We've had months without Koulibaly. We've had months without Mertens. We've had so many other players that got injured, and we stayed at a good level. But we had 3 games without Di Lorenzo, and the season was over. So when we talk about value, he's the most valuable in my opinion. And I know that there is Anthony Navarro in the chat who is going to be extremely happy with this, because that's his guy, Giovanni Di Lorenzo. His lifelong ambition for Anthony is to meet Di Lorenzo. How do I know that? Because I know all of you guys in the chat pretty much. You guys all chat with me, whether it's on Twitter or Instagram. So, you know, I know what you guys like, what you guys don't like, or who you like. Not in real life. I don't know who you like in real life. I'm talking about players. We're not that close that I know who you like in real life. But yeah, I know that some of you really love Di Lorenzo. So I know some of you will be happy. Other people might like Osimhen more, might like Insigne more, might like Lozano more, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Di Lorenzo is the most valuable player. You take him away from the team, there is no Napoli. Anyways. We are now getting to the last award. And in many ways, this is the most important award. In fact, it is the most important. It's subjective, what is the most important award. But for me, it's the one that really is the most important. It's the award that really, when you start the season all the way back in August, it's the award that you want to win. All right? You know, it's the award that everybody goes after. It's the award that is most relatable. It's the award that is most memorable. It's the award that when you have grandkids in 50 years' time and they ask you about Napoli Talk Awards, this is the one you're going to remember. Okay? This is the most important award coming up. And this is someone that won it very recently. And the award that we are talking about is the man with the best haircut. Woo! And it goes to De Laurentiis' son, Eduardo. Look at that mohawk. Guys, look at that mohawk. What is he doing? What's he doing with that? He needs an award for that. He needs an award, you know, for bravery to go out in public like that. He needs an award for somehow being able to, you know, make it through life whilst being blind. Because this man, there's no way he's got 20/20 vision. Ain't no way this guy woke up that morning, looked at himself in the mirror and said, damn, I look fly. There's just no way that happened. I cannot in any, like, there's just nothing that would suggest that this man is not blind. I mean, even his glasses. Like, come on. Are those not the glasses that people wear when they are blind? This guy looks like Daredevil. You guys seen Daredevil on Netflix? I swear, those are the glasses. He's rocking them, you know, and that's the only explanation I have, is that he's blind. He lost his eyesight that day, didn't realize what he was rocking, showed up, So I want to give him an award for his bravery, because it's tough, really, really, really tough to navigate around this world with such a severe disability. Perhaps he's got others as well that we don't know. So, maybe more awards coming in the next years. But for now, because of his blindness, I think he deserves an award. And really, we are all about inclusion here at Napoli Talk. Really care about that. So, I want to just make sure that the blind community also is able to win some awards. Okay, I'm going to feel better about that now. Now that I gave the blind community an award, I'm going to sleep better, Donate to charity, done. Inclusion for disabled people, done. Honestly, Napoli Talk is changing lives. Not many people that are blind win awards. You do at Napoli Talk. This is where it happens. So, guys, our wannabe Hamsik vice president. He's our vice, guys. He is not only the owner's son. He's, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's vice president. I don't think there's many other vice presidents that rock this haircut. That's wild. That's just wild. Oh, Mike Harstad with the $2 donation. Thank you, Mike, so much for supporting the channel. Give it up to Mike. Woo! Let's go, Mike. See, now that I've got this plugin, the clapping, I can use it in so many occasions. It doesn't have to just be for the awards. It's a whole new world out here. Mike says, what was your best and worst kit this year? Ooh, that would have been some good awards. So the worst one has to be the red Maradona. Not only is the Maradona design really ugly, in my opinion, but it's personal. I know some of you guys bought it, so I don't want you to get mad at me as, oh, Dom thinks they're ugly. I know you. Every time I have an opinion about something, it's always my DMs just explode. Okay, so yeah, I said it. It's ugly, in my opinion. Maybe you like it. That's all that matters. De Laurentiis, Edo De Laurentiis, will certainly like it because he's blind. Anyways, that's the worst kit for me. The best kit, I think, is, well, to be honest, I like the training jersey and I like the training gear. But the best kit for me, I think, is the dark blue flame Europa League one. I like it. I don't know. I like it. I like the Spider-Man one as well. The evil Spider-Man, the black Spider-Man. What's his name? Venom Spider-Man. Well, no, just Venom. I like that one. Anyways. Let's see. Anthony, Halloween was my favorite, says LPF421. Anthony Navarro says, important. Now that Bari's in Serie B, do we think Napoli will be sold their Bari within the next 2 seasons? I think Bari would be sold because the amount of cash flow that Napoli can generate every year is just off the charts compared to Bari. Bari every year will generate let's say 50 million. Napoli going in Champions League, they can generate 5 times that. And it's not a bad thing to keep Bari because they've got the 3rd biggest stadium in Italy. It's bigger than the the Maradona. They've got a few more seats. So De Laurentiis is owner of the 2 clubs with the 2 biggest, the 3rd and 4th biggest stadiums in Italy, only after the San Siro and the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. It's Bari, then Napoli. So, Bari is still going to make people some money. It's attractive. It's the 60K stadium. And, it's a team that has a good fan base. Puglia is a nice place. So I can definitely see some like rich person going there and buying it. It's not some like crappy team or crappy place. So yeah, I think it's good. It's good enough that people might want to buy it, but I think it doesn't compare to what Napoli can generate with Champions League football and all that sort of stuff. So I think he'll keep Napoli for the better cash flow. Anyways, we're getting off topic now. So these were the awards. Okay, I hope everybody's happy with the awards. We are officially 1 hour into the live stream, so thank you guys for joining so far. A round of applause to all the winners, guys. Woo! All right. So that's the winners of Napoli Talk. And now the other reason why you guys are all gathered here today or later when you're gonna watch this after it goes live, because I know not everybody's free right now. Some of you guys are watching the Roma game. Some of you guys got other things to do, but then you guys come back and watch this, or you've already come back because you're watching this in the future. So, I'm not mad. I'm not mad that you didn't join the party live, but, we have done the awards. We have done them. So anyone joining now, you missed them. You're just looking at the best one right here, but you missed everything else. Anyways, guys, the next piece of this show, and it really is a show today. I'm not talking tactics, I feel like sometimes my lives, like my regular lives, could be a bit like, I don't know, like you're going to school. Like I'm just telling you guys what Napoli did with tactics. And whilst I do love tactics, and whilst I did want to have that sort of angle with Napoli Talk, it's just a bit, I'm sitting down, I'm explaining, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I'm a bit more of a fun person than actually what comes across in the lives that I usually do. So that's why I wanted to have a party today. And I wanted to do something where I can like stand up and speak to you guys a bit more, with a bit more flow and on a lighter subject. Because, I want you guys to see those sides of me. Why I want that, I don't really know. Now that's an existential question that I have about myself. Anyways. Oh, Mike Harstead with the, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, with the $5 donation. Rocco Hunt or Clementino, he asks. Ooh, tough one. So for anyone that doesn't know, these are two Neapolitan artists, musicians, singers, I should say. So I like Clementino. I like Ovient. I like Cos. I like Rocco Hunt as well, E Un Giorno Buono is a good song. There was a moment where I really liked that song for a time. So it's a tough one. I think I prefer Clementino's personality much more. He's super fun, super out there. But Rocco Hunt, he's good as well. Don't make me choose because they're different, and maybe if I had to listen to one guy. If I had to just listen to one guy and then the other guy gets deleted from my Spotify, I would go for Clementino because he's got more variety. He's got a bit more like rap in there as well, all these sort of things. So, yeah. I feel like I could find Rocco Hunt's type of music with other artists. Not necessarily in Neapolitan, but just, his vibe. Whereas Clementino is just so unique. You can only find it with him. And then he's also got a wide spectrum of types of music. Anyways, a bit of culture for everyone. If you are not Italian or not from Naples or whatever, then you should check them out. They've got some good stuff. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, the other moment that you guys have all been waiting for, because you've been waiting for three things, really. You've been waiting for, number one, to see me, because I know you guys. You guys just want to see me. If there could be like a 24-hour, 24/7 web stream of just me doing my things in the day, just working, doing Excel charts, you guys would probably still watch. So you guys first off joined for that, I think, or I like to believe. And then number 2, you joined for the awards. But then number 3, you joined for the player ratings, the season player ratings. So let's go to those. And here they are. So a big, first off, a big round of applause to the whole team. And here goes nothing, all right? 1, 2, 3. Why did I say it in Spanish? Why? Anyways. There we go, guys. Big round of applause to our players for getting us back into the Champions League, getting us back to where we belong. All right, we didn't win the Scudetto. Okay, I hear you. We didn't win the Scudetto. I see how it is. I know you're upset. I get it. But you can't win everything immediately, right? As I said before, Klopp took some time to win. Maybe Spalletti will do the same. I mean, I think he's a better coach than Pioli and Inzaghi. So, I think he's fuming right now that he didn't win the Scudetto. And I think that Napoli do have the possibility to improve on the squad that we had. So, I don't think it was now or never. Every year it's, this was now or never. Guys, come on. Every year we say it's now or never. We've been saying now or never since 2012. And literally like every year, if not every other year, we're up there fighting for the title, right? All we need is a little bit more investments. And we've already got 2 players that are coming in, Kvara and Oliveira. So, I want you guys to properly analyze the fact that we've been there and around there for the last 10 years. So this whole now or never is just BS, all right? We're going to still be, realistically, we're still going to be in a good position next year. We're 15 points above 5th spot, right? Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Things take time. Other thing I want to say is when we take a look at player ratings for the year, okay? When we take a look at player ratings for the year, and also Spalletti and De Laurentiis ratings for the year, we have to consider the whole year. And by the whole year, I mean August last year to obviously right now, when the season ended. And it's so easy, I think, in my opinion, to forget that we had an amazing start of the season. We had so many injuries. And we just focused maybe our attention on the last few weeks. So, we need to really take a step back and analyze properly what happened this year. Now, let's start with ADL. Which is our president, Big Daddy. Right. So, he gets a 4. Now, Maximus is saying that's too high. Hear me out. We went through 2 seasons without Champions League football. The pressure to make money last summer was there. And yes, he didn't buy anyone. Yes, he can be so annoying at times. So annoying with some of the stuff that he says. But the reason he gets a 4, which is still the worst result of anybody here, the reason why he gets a 4 and not a 0 or a 2 or whatever is because he didn't sell anyone. He didn't sell Koulibaly. He didn't sell Ospina. He didn't sell Fabian. He didn't sell Lozano, Insigne, Mertens, Osimhen. He kept the squad competitive. Now, big brain moment, okay? I want you guys to really think about this one, all right? I know it's late, but switch on your brains for a second and hear me out. You guys are disappointed that we didn't win the Scudetto. Because you say, these are your words, not mine, your words on Twitter, on Instagram DMs. Some of you guys wrote me a letter. That didn't happen. But you know what I mean. Your words, not mine, say that we could have won the Scudetto because we had the squad to win the Scudetto. Now, big brain time, guys. Who made this squad that is capable of winning the Scudetto? Who kept the players here? De Laurentiis. Who picked Spalletti? De Laurentiis. Okay? So you, by your own admission, are saying that this group of players that you see on the screen was good enough to win the Scudetto, which means technically that ADL did his job. You want a team that can win the Scudetto? This team could have won the Scudetto with these players. Could we have had more players? Yes. Could we have had better players? Yes. But could this team have won the Scudetto the way he built it? Yes. Big brain time. Big brain time. You guys follow me with that? You guys follow me? He still gets a 4. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he's the best guy out there. I'm not saying I love this guy. But did he build a team that could win the Scudetto? Yes. Yes, he did. He did his job. Was it the bare minimum? Yeah. Yeah, but guess what? You do the bare minimum at work. That's right, I called you out. Mic drop. Not really, because it's an expensive mic. And I still need it. But if this was my last video, I would mic drop. Anyways, I hope you guys liked that big brain time. You know how we are here at Napoli Talk. We got big muscles and big brain. Anyways, let's move on to Spalletti. Okay? Got it? Cool? We cool with De Laurentiis, a 4? Everybody happy? Nice. Okay, let's move on. All right? Some of you guys have a hard time moving on. And I think we need to improve on that. Anyways, Spalletti, 7. Why? Guys, Spalletti went 9 games unbeaten, 8 wins in a row, then drew against Roma. Are we just going to forget what happened at the start of the season? Just going to forget about that? Is this a ratings based off the last 5 weeks? No. No, it isn't. No, it's not. Look at the title. Look at what it says at the top of your screen. 21-22. Does that mean last 5 weeks? No. It means 21-22, guys. So that's why he gets a 7, because the start of the season was phenomenal, and you got to give credit where credit's due. Then he got a bunch of injuries, man. Half the team that you see here at one point was injured. All right? We were this close to playing Tommaso Starascia. Okay? That's how close we were. Things were bad. We were down bad, guys. We were down bad. And he kept the ship afloat for 30 games. We were first in the league with 30 games done. By my calculations, that's 3/4 of the season. Now, what's 3/4 equal to 75%, right? So 7.5 out of 10. He was on his way to a 10 out of 10. If he kept that up, if he kept on being first, he was on his way to a 10 out of 10. He was at a 7.5 at the time. And then he had a bit of a stumble. But again, it coincided with Giovanni Di Lorenzo being injured. And I think any coach would have struggled there. And he struggled with the substitutions. We've been critical of him. I give him a few 4s and 5s on Napoli talk shows before. But he recovered. Okay, yes, our title fight was done and dusted or whatever, but we ended the season with dignity. We ended the season playing some good football. And we honored the remaining 4-5 games, which was not necessarily easy to do. The motivations were low. But these games are so important when it comes to recruiting new players. You know, Cannavaro was watching those games. Oliveira was watching those games. It's important that you finish the season strongly. No one wants to go to a club that finishes the season having lost all their games, right? Because that's the trend that you set. We just needed that little bit more, okay? But you can't say that Spalletti didn't do great things this season. All right? Anyways. Gaetan is saying, is 6 the pass mark? Yeah, 6 is your average, you know. And that's also very important. It's your average, not Gaetan's average, okay? Not whoever you are watching average. It's the own player's average. I feel like what that player can bring, if he's playing at his full potential, you know, what kind of? I mean, if he's playing at his full potential, it's not like I'm going to give him a 10, because a 10 is very special. It's like if you had a phenomenal season. A 10 would be Higuain the year before he left us, or the year he left us, when he broke records, okay? That's like something special. But if you're playing to your full potential, that's about a 9. 8 is like very, very, very high. 6 is your average. Everything below 6 is you did bad. Anything below a 5 is actually you were counterproductive. It was better not to have you on the team. Okay? So if you see a 4 on Napoli Talk, or a 3 or a 2, it means you really screwed up, bro. Like, you really screwed up. Like, it was better if you just stayed home and just watched everything on TV. Okay? So that's the player ratings. So let's go in order. All right, let's go from Ospina down and across. Ospina 8. Most clean sheets after Magnan. Least amount of goals conceded this season. I mean, like, most of Napoli's goals conceded came from Meret. I mean, just Empoli, 3 goals there were Meret. 5 goals from Fiorentina in the Coppa Italia were Meret. All the goals in the Europa League were from Meret. Literally, this goal against thing on the top left would have been so much lower if Ospina was playing every game. So he gets an 8. He was playing pretty much at his full potential. Meret gets a 5 because although he had some moments, and I'm thinking about a save he made against Genoa, which was incredible. I'm talking about the start of the season. He made an incredible save. Actually started off as a starter in those games. He lost himself. He was not able to give any sort of, positive contribution. I would say borderline destructive. In fact, was very destructive against Empoli. He allowed Empoli to score the second goal. But to be fair to him, the reason why I didn't give him a 4 is because, to be completely fair, I'm taking a look at what happened with Donnarumma and how his competition with Keylor Navas in PSG has resulted in him losing his confidence and losing his form and making a very similar mistake in the Champions League against Real Madrid. Even higher stakes. And it's very, 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 very common for goalkeepers to say that actually when you're not playing games, it's very hard to get back in the rhythm. It knocks your confidence. And this is because, guys, you have to imagine if you're a striker, okay, or a midfielder, and you're not starting each game, you know at least you're going to play 5 minutes. You know at least you're going to play every other game for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You've got a chance a few times a month to, number one, stay fit, but most importantly, number two, to have a bit of joy, have a bit of, maybe you score a goal and you can prove yourself and you can challenge, the starter. We've seen it happen, we've seen Lobotka, Fabian Anguissa take turns. As a goalkeeper, you don't get that chance. No one substitutes a goalkeeper midway through the game. So if you know that you're not going to be playing Serie A games, Meret knew that unless Ospina was injured, he wasn't going to be playing. So it's very, very difficult for him to stay focused, stay switched on, get into the form, get confidence. A lot of it is confidence when you're a goalkeeper. So that's what saves him, okay? Just the fact that I've seen it happen with other goalkeepers, and so I think that there actually is something psychological that is not really his fault. I think it's something that goalkeepers suffer from. Anyways, let's move on to the defenders. Okay, so Di Lorenzo, 8.5. He's our MVP of the season. So consistent, just incredible player, and so solid at the back. And I underrated him for a long time. Not in the sense that I didn't think he was good, just underrated him with my votes, because he's the type of player that, okay, he doesn't score and doesn't assist very much. So it's very easy to actually think that he didn't have that much of a contribution in that game. But then you see the team without Di Lorenzo, and they let in goals all the time, especially in the last few minutes. And you then think, oh, wow, maybe Di Lorenzo was doing more than I realized. So, big brain time again. And that's why I've bumped him up massively compared to the amount of ratings that I gave him throughout the season. That's why I didn't want to do an average of... I could have brought up the 38 ratings I'd done before and do an average, but that doesn't really show the importance of a player who all of a sudden leaves for a bit, and then you realize actually how important he was. So that's why I didn't do it that way. And I did it based off just gut feeling of what I feel like is this season. Zanoli 6 because, okay, hear me out. Great game against Atalanta, and then very bad against Fiorentina and Roma. Literally, he played like 3-4 games. So he played one game that he was an 8.5 against Atalanta, and then other games where he was like a 4. So I can't really judge the guy one way or the other. I thought, you know what, let me just put an average on there. And, he's still young, so I was easy on him. If it was someone else that made those mistakes, then I would have given him a worse thing. But, he's young, so he gets that benefit. Malquit, 5.5. He is several years now in the club and just has never made an impact. Isn't able to really get any sort of minutes, any significant minutes. Every time he comes on, it's always because, we're in a very critical moment where Di Lorenzo has to come off. And then you just think, oh man, I hope this guy doesn't make a mistake. You never have a moment where you're thinking, yes, Malquit's coming on, he might do something nice. He might do. Like, he might do something nice. He might put in a good cross. But that's not your first thought. It's not like other players where, let's say you put on Elmas middle of the game, you're like, oh, nice, he might be able to do something. With Malquit, it's the opposite. It's like, oh man, we have to put on Malquit. Are you kidding me? This is who we have, Kevin. So that's why he gets a 5.5. Then we get the best couple, Rahmani Koulibaly. I already spoke about them. A wall. They get an 8. Obviously, Koulibaly, I feel like had higher peaks than Rahmani, though just he's more showy, those amazing slide tackles and all that sort of stuff. But it's also true that Koulibaly has his own higher levels that he can reach. So I feel like they both were very close to their maximum, which is why they both get an 8. And Rahmani, as opposed to Koulibaly, had to deal with playing with both Koulibaly and Juan Jesus much more often. He had to switch partners a lot more, whilst Koulibaly was out in the African Cup, and Rahmani had to play somewhat of a leadership role in that center defense. So that was why they both get the same rating. Juan Jesus 6.5. I think this one is a bit harsh, to be honest. I was conflicted between a 6.5 and a 7, and I'll explain why. 7 when Koulibaly was missing, and he came on and did an amazing job. And I was literally the only person that believed in Juan Jesus when he signed. I made a video about it. There's proof on the internet that I believed in him. Everybody was like, nah. Okay? So I liked the signing. I thought he was good. I thought he was going to do well with Spalletti, because he did amazing with Spalletti when he was at Roma in those 2 years that they were together at the same time. And he did really well for large parts of when Koulibaly was missing. However, there were 2 instances that really screwed up Napoli's season. The most recent one was against Roma, when he was out of position for El Shaarawy's goal. He came on as a substitute to try to make sure that we stayed solid at the back, and he screwed up his positioning, and Roma scored. And the other one was the own goal that he scored against Spezia at home. Okay? So, 2 really negative points of the season, where they were both very detrimental to Napoli's season and cost us several points. So on the one hand, very good. On the other hand, these 2 moments that bring his score down. Otherwise, without those moments, it would have easily been a 7.5 for just the sheer surprise of him doing so well. Right. Now, Gulam 6, he came on for a while Mauro Rui was injured in the middle of the season, like after Christmas, and did actually pretty well covering for Rui. He even played against Juventus and had really good game, but we just saw too little of him. I can't really say he was above average or below average. Like, we just saw too little, so he gets a 6. Goodbye, Fauzi. It's been nice, and I wish you the absolute best. He's a great guy, and we'll miss him. Maybe not on the field, but definitely his presence will be missed. And Mauro Rui, el professor, Mr. Hustle, whatever you guys want to call him, el maestro, he gets an 8, because he's one of those where it's a bit like Juan Jesus, or Rahmani. Like, who would have thought? Who would have thought that Mauro Rui would be maybe the most solid player that we have, apart from Di Lorenzo and maybe Ospina? But who would have thought that he'd be the guy that plays the most minutes? And, you know, in all those minutes, we don't really have any moments where you're like, yeah, he cost us. He's the reason why we lost the title or whatever. Yeah, I mean, maybe he got bullied in some games. Like, I remember the one against Inter. Dzeko targeted him and made sure that all the crosses went to Mauro Rui so that Dzeko could overpower him. But there's nothing he can do about that. He's short. Like, it's not his fault. It's not like he played badly. He did his best. And I think that's really amazing. When someone plays their best, then that's all you can ask for. And I think Mauro Rui really showed his best this year. Zielinski 6. He had some really good moments. Let's not forget. He had that goal against Barcelona at the Camp Nou, the winner against Salernitana. How embarrassing would it have been if we didn't win against Salernitana? So he had some good moments, but a shadow of himself in recent weeks. And you know what? This one I was very conflicted about whether I would put a 5.5. Very conflicted. So I'd like to know your opinion in the chat about that one. Lobotka 8. We talked about Lobotka, most improved, fundamental to this team. Demme 5.5. Now, this one's harsh, but hear me out. Demme, I feel, there were times when Fabian, Anguissa, and Lobotka were injured, and, you know, I just expected Demme to provide so much more. But in reality, we really felt their loss. And Demme just wasn't able to play at his level. I think If I gave him a 6, it would have been unfair to the previous Demme. I think by that same logic, I should have given Zielinski a 5.5, but it is what it is. I think the reason why I didn't give Zielinski a 5.5, even though he played below his level, is because, as I said before, he did score a few winners. He did score some important goals. So there was a contribution there from Zielinski, whereas Demme really struggled to put any sort of contribution to this team. Elmas 7, Mr. Versatile, an amazing guy. And he had some really important goals. The one against Milan, he scored an amazing goal against Leicester. He was fundamental in so many ways for us. You know, without Elmas, I think we would have been really screwed, because not many players can play the amount of positions that he was forced to play. So congrats to Elmas. But he doesn't get higher than a 7 because he wasn't able in all these opportunities to, you know, say like, right, this position that you've put me in, now it's mine. I'm better than the guy that I'm replacing. And he's getting to that point now in his career where, okay, man, you're, you know, not a kid anymore. Who are you going to become? Elmas? Are you going to be Mr. Versatile, or are you going to be Mr. Starter? He's got to decide. He's got the talent. He needs to put it into practice. So that's why he gets a 7 and nothing above. And then Anguissa and Fabian 7.5, super solid in the midfield. Not as good as Lobotka, but still barking. Not as good as Lobotka, but still very, very good. So that's, I think the dog's disagreeing outside. He wants a bit higher. But honestly, no, I couldn't give them the same rating as Lobotka, because I feel like he's just a class above them. Let's see some of the chat, right? Because I went through a lot of players and didn't really see what the chat was saying. So, Matt Marco is saying, I love Malquit as a person. As a player, he hasn't ever shown up. Yeah, I agree. You know, Malquit, I feel like he's such a fun guy. I would love, if I had to have guests over today for this, I would love to have Malquit. I think he's fun. But unfortunately, that's not part of the criteria. Gaetan was saying, Koulibaly was less performant after the African Cup, in my opinion. Yes, that's also true. He dipped in form. Zielinski had his chance because he played almost everywhere, but he was just not good anyhow. 6 is fair. Yeah, I agree with Gaetan. Koulibaly definitely had a slump after the Africans Cup, but then he picked himself back up, and he had some really good games before and after. I think 8 is good because he was just incredible in some games. Like, there were some games, like the one against Napoli-Inter, Koulibaly was top 5 defensive performances ever. So, yeah, he had some amazing peaks, but yeah, some lows. And now we get to the strikers, guys. So let's go from the bottom upwards. Petagna, 6, because he had his chance when Osimhen was injured for 3 months. Kinda didn't take it. But also, what do you expect from Petagna, right? I mean, he kind of just did what we thought was his natural ability. So that's why it's a 6. And he, to be fair to him, like he did score some very important goals. Like the few times that he did score, they were actually super important. Like the one against Genoa, the winner against Genoa at the start of the season, right? When we were about to ship him off to Sampdoria, but then we were like, oh, wait, he might be reborn after this, you know? There was some important goals in there. Petagna scored heavy goals. It's something that, for example, Victor Osimhen cannot say. Well, actually, no. What am I saying? Victor Osimhen scored some heavy goals, but what I mean is, like, Victor Osimhen didn't score against the big teams. Okay, neither did Petagna, but you get what I mean, right? Like, Petagna, when he was playing for those 5 minutes, sometimes he would deliver. So he passes. It's a 6. The guy who doesn't pass in attack, the only guy, is Unas, because Unas also had his chances. But for one reason or another, he did not show enough final product to keep deserving a chance. So at the start of the season, Spalletti would play him. He'd do all these skills. He'd do all that. But what does he have to show for it? That goal in the Europa League, fine. But how many assists? How many goals? You know? And I'm pretty sure that a player of his ability and a player of his skill, Spalletti would have played him a bit more if it wasn't for the fact that maybe he was seeing some attitudes that he didn't like in training, or maybe lack of effort or something. But there's got to be a reason why this kid has traveled to so many different clubs, Napoli, Crotone, Cagliari, Lille, and not one of these clubs at the end of the season said, you know what? I'll use him. I'll buy him. I'll build a team around him. I'll keep him. Not one of these clubs. Everybody let him go. Now, even within Napoli, there's been 3 or 4 different managers that came by, saw him play every day in training, and said, no, I'm not going to use him. Now, you could say, oh, Napoli managers are all stupid. Fine. But then you've also got to realize, okay, so now what? The Cagliari manager is stupid as well? Okay, maybe. The Crotone manager is stupid as well? Okay, maybe. The Lille manager, the Nice, not Lille, the Nice manager is stupid as well. Like, guys, they can't all be stupid. One of them's got to be smart enough. You know, if you see it that way, if you see that he's good enough. But, you know, instead, you know, they all agree that they can't build a squad around him. So there must be a reason. And yeah, he didn't bring any contribution to the team. Lozano and Politano, I could give the same exact explanation for. They had such a good opportunity this year because neither of them were playing very well. Each one of them had the opportunity that if they played at the level that they played last season or even below it, they would have been just for sure the starter, for sure. Because the other person just wasn't playing at a good level. Instead, neither of them showed up. And I think that's the problem with Lozano and Politano, is that they're very good players, but they're not players that show up when it matters. They don't have that pizzazz about them. And to be honest, if we got rid of both of them this summer, it would be, yes, a loss and difficult to replace them. But honestly, not the end of the world. Our wingers did not contribute very much in attack. So Insigne's left. He had the most assists this season. And on the right-hand side, if we replace it completely with new players, you know, what's the worst that can happen? You know, what's the worst that can happen if we replace Lozano with Berardi? Is Berardi 10 times better than Lozano? Maybe not. But is he going to score and assist a few more times than him or Politano this season? I think there's a good chance. It's a good chance. So, you know, not a horrible season, nothing too bad, but really nothing special. I think the 2021-22 season, they can both just sort of forget. And I think they both had their reasons for the slump. Lozano, because of his injuries, he missed parts of preseason, and Politano, I think his motivation, I think he was highly motivated to go to the Euros. That didn't happen. You know, maybe a little bit of depression there. I mean, I don't want to diagnose anyone with depression, but you know what I mean. Like he obviously felt that a little bit, and then, you know, once the target gets taken away from you, then it's very hard to react. And that's why actually one of my next videos, or my next video, is not going to be football related, but it's going to kind of be about that, and about how, you know, when you do something, shouldn't be about the result. You know, Politano shouldn't play football to get into the national team. He should be playing football and thinking, how can I improve in this game as opposed to the one before? And then the next game, how can I improve this time compared to the one? You know, you got to always think about ways you can improve. Not about, you know, the target outcome. Okay, you got to have a target outcome, but you can't be like constantly thinking about it. That's not a good way to live life, because then, you know, that thing gets taken away from you, and then you get into, you know, a negative headspace. So that's, I think, what happened with Politano. And I'll talk about it in my next video. because I want to do something different. I want to talk about something a bit more serious with you guys. And then we've got the last three players, Insigne, Mertens, and Osimhen. And Insigne had a very poor start of the season, really, really bad. Missed a few penalties. Didn't contribute very much in terms of goals from open play. And he had, obviously, the moment where he signed for Toronto. He abandoned ship halfway through the season, popped champagne the day before the Juventus game, blah, blah, blah. We all know the story, okay? Now, did all that happen? Yes. Was it very, very bad? Yes. But at the same time, he then showed up in the last games of the season, and contributed with really good performances. And to be fair to him, I think many players would have felt, I don't know, how do I say it? Many players would have either lost enthusiasm, once you already signed for a different club or whatever. Instead, Insigne stayed switched on. So 6.5 to Insigne. Mertens 6.5 because he didn't play very much, but the few times he did play, it was really good. Unfortunately, he just didn't play very much, so he can't really get anything above a 6.5. And then finally, Osimhen with an 8. So Osimhen was the runner-up to MVP, I'll say it. It was between him and Di Lorenzo, but I wanted to highlight the fact that Di Lorenzo, when he doesn't play, Napoli lose, whereas at least without Osimhen, Napoli was able to still somewhat stay afloat in the title race. But Osimhen was incredible this season, scoring a lot of goals, not getting a lot of support, which is a shame. But also, it's not all positive. If he had scored a few important goals against big teams, maybe he would have beat Di Lorenzo. But the reality is that Osimhen was not able to score against any of the top 8 teams this season, and that's something that your number 9 has to do. If your name is Lewandowski, Harry Kane, Vlahovic, whatever, Haaland, if you want to be in that conversation about being the best striker in Europe or top 5, mate, you got to score against the big teams. So anyways, that's why he doesn't beat Di Lorenzo. Oh, we got another $2 donation from Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. You're donating too much today, man. But thanks so much for this. Mike says, maybe my US bias, but I cannot stand Lozano, 35 million. Yeah, I think Lozano, he's such an unlucky guy with injuries, and he's always missing parts of the season, and the fans don't help when they criticize him. I mean, I criticize him as well. So it's a very difficult situation for him. I don't think he's helping himself either, though. I think he's made some comments that don't sit very nicely with a few people about wanting to go to a different club or a bigger club. And he's just, I feel like at times like he's not got the basics down, like ball control, Like, he's made it to this level without any sort of ball control. What he does have is that he's got this great moment to pick a spot, or he's got this great ability to pick his spot and be at the right place at the right time. So, very similar to Callejon in that sense. Like, if a cross is coming in, he'll be there, right? So he's got other things going for him. He's got good dribbling, attracts a lot of fouls, all that sort of stuff. But, if you are one-on-one against the goalkeeper, is that really who you want? Maybe not. Or if you have to play against a team that's very closed in defense, and you have to play very quick passing, and you have to have very accurate ball control because people are going to be right on you, is that the player you want? Not really. So that's why a lot of people, including myself, think that he could have, that he can contribute more, or that Napoli should at least consider changing. Anyways, Anyways. Yeah. Anthony Navarro saying, Dom, you put Insigne with a Napoli badge. Yeah, I did. Because it's the last time. I usually had him with a Toronto badge in recent months, but this time I thought, you know what, I'll remove that. I also removed Osimhen's mask, his Batman mask. Anyways, guys, I've been speaking for like 2 hours almost. It's been a great award ceremony. I hope you guys liked it. If you do, then go ahead and smash that like button. Based on that, I'll see if I should do it again next year. Hopefully we all make it to next year, because this Napoli team literally drives us crazy. But yeah, guys, anyways, thank you for this incredible season. It's been a pleasure. I think from a very personal point of view, you know, I'll look back at this season as still, you know, okay, Napoli didn't win, but I had a good time with you guys doing this YouTube. I don't take that for granted. It's a really good privilege that I have a channel that people listen to. So yeah, thanks. I still enjoyed myself even though we didn't win. Yeah, hope you guys have an amazing summer. I'm sure we'll speak to each other again. But yeah, just enjoy. And now I will go and have my pizza. Okay? Right. I think I've resisted long enough with this whole pizza thing, staring at me in front of my eyes. Anyways, guys, un saluto, un abbraccio, big hugs, and as always, Forza Napoli sempre. Ciao.